appreciate you coming. I'd like to introduce our school board members first. Sorry, no, Mr. Leal, I'm sorry, you'll have to stand back up. Sergio Leal. We're going to ask Coach Brown to lead us in prayer. So if you could stand.
Glad you guys enjoy that. I want you to look at each other and say, God is so good. God is so good. Doesn't it feel so great? Doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good to say that? Yeah, just think. We started last August, we made it here today, right? And there was times from August to now that you had your little struggles, but you came together and you sat down, you talked it out with someone, and you finally made it through to another year. So you can pat yourselves on the back and say, I did it. Heavenly Eternal Father, we come before you this day. We come, Lord, with a thankful heart. Thank you, Lord, for everything you've done. You've stayed with us, Lord, through the tough times and the good times. And Lord, we just know that it was you who brought us this far. And today, Lord, we're here to recognize those who have who've gone their journey in this school district, and to recognize them today. And also, Lord, we just thank you for the teachers you've given a call to minister to these children in this district. And we just thank you. And we thank you for the administration and everything that's a part of the school district, Lord. We thank you. And we give you all glory and honor. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Please be seated. We've had one heaven of the year. A lot of blessings that we've had this year. So many positive things have happened and so much success. We're really tickled about all of it. And two people that I need to give credit to right now is Miss Dani Heathington and Miss Lisa Whalen. Great job keeping me organized. And so we think about all the great things that have happened from Dillman to the Shazo to Watson to the high school, thinking of all the wonderful things that have happened. And we just thank God for all the positive things that have happened and the glorious things that have happened here. But I've got the dynamic duo here. And I want to thank them because they have taught me so much about education, about life, about motivation, about schooling, and I just appreciate what both of them have done. And it's just been a great time, even this morning as Mrs. Gallman received some of her accolades. So we've had a great time from the tax swap, from the District of Innovation plan that we did, to being able to implement T-tests. That was great. But I need to know how many of y'all are planners. How many of y'all are planners? Just raise your hand. Miss McFadden said not today. She doesn't like to plan. And so one of the things that hit me kind of in the middle of my career is planning. I love to plan. I like for a plan to come together, and I like for it to all work out good. But it didn't always do that for me. But so I've got a verse here. Oops, we're going to do this later on today. But we can make our plans, but the final outcome is in God's hands. From the Living Bible, Proverbs 16:1. And so as you're planning, you think, man, this just all needs to come together. And sometimes it comes together, sometimes it doesn't. But then you look down a little bit later in Proverbs 16:9, we should make our plans counting on God to direct us. And I feel like God directed our school district this year, and I'm so tickled about the things that have happened. We've had great success in academics, in accountability, in athletics, in UIL. It's just been a wonderful things in band, in choir. It's just been a wonderful year. How about that Sadie Sutton? How about Chris and Wyatt? Some really great things happened with our kids this year as they grew and matured. And we've had other situations too. And I don't know if you had a chance to read Miss Mitzi Branscom's email earlier this week, but really a challenging and encouraging email because she is so strong. She's got so much work ethic, and she's got so much grace. And we appreciate Mitzi for the work that she's done. We've got our retirees that are retiring this year, and it's an emotional time for them. It's a hard time. You think when you're about 5 years away, it's easy to pull the trigger. It's not that easy. Because when you get there, you're thinking, wow, is this really happening in my career and in my life? And sometimes it's very difficult. Kind of reminds me of a student I had over in New Mexico named Dani over in Grady, New Mexico. And he probably had about a 74 IQ. But he learned every time when someone shook hands with him, he would say, we'd say, how are you doing, Dani? He'd say, better and better. Better and better. Every time you shook hands with him, he was getting better and better. And that's how we ought to be too. Just thinking about how we should get better and better. So when we think about the tough times, we think about all the great relationships we have, and we think about positive things that have happened too when we reflect on a year. This year we had a positive situation at DeShazo with Miss York and Mrs. Gallman and Mrs. Griffith. And I want to ask Ms. Griffith if she'd come forward at this time and tell us a little bit about the robotics team and the success they had. Yeah, I'm facing you.
I'll make it short, I promise. So this year we took 4 robotics teams to the year competition in Lubbock, the year robotics competition. And all 15 students, it was an amazing opportunity for them. But one of our teams in particular kind of started out as an underdog team, not very strong. It wasn't a team that we originally thought would ever make it to finals. And we took them to the first competition, and they really surprised us. Not only did they make it to finals, but after months and months of hard work, learning how to be leaders, working through their problems together, they actually placed 4th place out of over 200 teams in the area in the final.
Thanks, Ms. Griffith. Okay, Frank, would you take it away on the slides? On the video. Hang on just a second. We've got a door prize first.
Okay, I'm the door prize queen. All right, everybody's name is in here. So, we're going to draw for, before I look at the name, I'll tell you what we're drawing for. We're drawing for a Circle E candle, and it is Hawaiian pineapple, and the winner is Josefina Carriego. Let me give one more away while I'm up here. All right, this one is going to be a gift card to Kuka's Burritos. And it goes to Wes Boatman.
looking at experience and so on, this is my 57th year teaching school. Yesterday was the time that had 34 students to win the state championship. And then, of course, we've had the state championship in our one-act plays also. But this is something that is very, very encouraging to know that your kids are going to be so successful. I know to me, about this time next week, I'll probably be forgetting about this year and thinking about what I can do with the kids next year. Because that's the way I look at things. I want the kids next year to be as successful as these others. I couldn't go back and tell you all the kids that were in the one-act plays and all the kids that have won the state championships, but that's wonderful. One thing that I want everybody to know when you're just thinking about this, when you start out like Chris Flores won the state championship last year and this year also repeat in poetry interpretation, how many people started out in just that one event on the district level? 693. And he ended up number one. And then you go to pros, and it's the same thing. The same thing. You have 693, and Wyatt Parker came home first place out of that. People think, I think that people think to themselves, well, portraying prose is just, who cares? People, it's difficult. It's extremely difficult. You think that it would be easy to get up and just read a poem or read a prose selection. It just doesn't happen that way. You have to work months on it to make sure it works. Because the kids that you go against and you get into the top 12, which gets to state, and then the top 6 to the finals. Goodness gracious. How do you select which one of those 6 is going to be the state champion? It's very difficult. What I want to talk about today is about the success. And you can look at people that start out, with real low averages and whatever and move up to be state champions and so on. And I've had this. I had a boy many, many years ago that came into the program when he was a freshman. He could not read one word. Not one word could he read. His junior and senior year, he was the one-act play best actor at district, area, regional, and state. That's how far he came by being in theater and being in the speech events. Couldn't read a word. And that then just working with him and doing that. And he went on and became a high school counselor, high school principal, all of those things that what happened for him. And it just was a tremendous success story. But the boy that I'm going to talk about today is Wyatt Parker. His daddy and mother are here. One of the things I thought about Wyatt, Coach Wood phoned me and said, Kerry, I'm going to bring someone. They're not going to be here unless the speech or the theater program is going to be a good one. And so, because he's from Snyder, and Snyder's one, when Jerry Worsham was there, was the #1 theater program, not in just Texas, but the whole United States. But this is something that I think that was so important to me that when Wyatt got here, that he would succeed. Now, notice carefully how he got involved in all this. And counselors and teachers, listen to this. When you have students to come into your school and they're very beginning people, be sure you get them involved in activities, because this is where it happens. If you don't, these kids are not going to improve. They will not improve. Look at Wyatt. He got in cross country, from cross country to basketball, basketball to golf. And he was in the one-act play, which he was the only all-star cast at every contest we went to. And these are things, and then he was also in poetry and prose and humorous and dramatic and do it acting, all of those things that he's been in all year. Been successful in all of them. Look at all the kids that he's met. Look at everybody that he's met in all these events. This is what it's all about. But if you get young people and you just turn them loose and don't ever encourage them, they're not going to do anything. And did he end up with making an A average for the year in all of his classes? I imagine he did, because I know when we had our awards assembly last week, he got the award, one of the awards as an A student. That's something that you have to think about, everyone. Get these kids involved. You can teach math, you can teach English, I can teach speech, anything I want to. But if I do not encourage the kids to be in other activities, I am a loser. And you are a loser if you do not encourage these kids to get into activities. Because this is where they begin to excel. And one thing about athletics that is good, everyone, is no, if you don't pass, you don't get to play. And that is a good one. And another thing to think about, the ones that are recruiting people, don't forget to look at your athletes. Why? Because they're winners to start with. And you want winners in your program. Every year, I look across each one of the classrooms, and I see it's about a 50, well really, it's really about a 20, 80, 20% really want to participate. The 80% could care less if they're here at school. If you want kids to hate school, they don't want to come to school, those are the ones that are involved in nothing. They have no ownership. People, your kids have to have ownership in this school. And if you don't, and whether you're in the teaching kindergarten or you're teaching 12th graders, you've got to have ownership. And that's the same way with teachers. If you don't have ownership, it doesn't work. That's something that's very important, I think. So anyway, for Wyatt, he turned out for someone that's transferred in here. He got involved, and look where he ended up for the end of the year. And I think that that's what happens, is involved in activities. I hope I haven't taken all of Dr. Richard's time for me up here preaching to you.
Checo's going to say a few words.
Hello, everybody. I'll echo just a couple of the items Dr. Moore stated, but I also want to talk about a state champion from this year, but not in the same aspect. I want to talk about how he came in his junior year being deadly afraid of the success laid forth by the upperclassmen. He was always informed, you need to get into the speech program, you need to get into theater, you need to get into theater. Because obviously, he's a fine artist. He's going to be a master of fine arts. He excels in choir, he excels in art, and obviously now he excels in speech and theater. Well, he helped out a young lady this year who, a couple years back, as she was a freshman, she was involved in every single thing. Every single thing. She was in athletics, she was in band, she was in choir, she lived up here because she was in the one-act play as well. She tried her hardest in speech. And her junior year, her sophomore year, we kind of saw a slight decline. And at the beginning of this year, she was what I would like to call an anti-authoritarian student. And since she was in the program, Mr. Hollis, Mr. Myatt, they would ask my opinion, they would want to know just a little bit about this particular student. And other teachers would come to me and ask, could you please talk to her? I don't know what's going on. And a lot of the time, we know exactly what's going on at home with our students, because for the most part, we're the only people that they tell those things to. And so, without giving out too much information, because she came around and she allowed all of those individuals to know the exact same thing as well. But her connection with Chris was that myself, Dr. Moore, nearly nobody was reaching her. And it took Chris and his guidance and his grace coming down from all of you in all these years. He kind of just communicated with her so very effectively. And by the end of the year, they got to working together, and both Chris and her qualified for TFA State and duet acting. And then she kind of showed who exactly she was in the one-act play. She gained an honorable mention at district, and she was on the all-star cast at bi-district. And she wants to pursue a career in musical theater. She got on stage during the choir performance, and she sang, and she told me that was the most nerve-wracking experience of her entire life. And I know a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you're shaking your head because you know I'm right. She's made this 180-degree turn from the very beginning of school to today. And I just wanted to talk about Brianna Velasquez. She's a wonderful young woman, works hard, provides for herself quite a bit, and she's one that you need to look out for next year. And in echoing Dr. Moore's words, her success was from everyone. Her success came from everybody knowing that she had the ability to succeed, and from her fellow students who kind of told her that you need to stop running with scissors. You might get hurt. And so that's just a little bit of what I wanted to talk to you about today. So, thank you.
I don't think it's on. All right. The name I'm going to draw is Melissa York. We'll do one more. This is a really cool flashlight. Anybody would love to have this. And it goes to Estella Duarte. Your prize of the day is a Sonic card. And the winner is Charlotte Field.
I look forward to do good grades and do good in that school. Making good grades. I look forward to be proud, do my mom very proud, and be good in class and pass my grades. Teachers? Is the teachers, because of parents. Happy birthday, America. Going to gym. Most goodest principal in the world.
Things that you do inside of the Shazo that you don't normally, like the science homework class.
I went to prime time. I did art. Prime time is like at the end of the day. You stay there for at least, I think, an hour, and then you stay there and you do either robotics, garden, or art. I got to do gardening.
Okay, so what did you guys do for gardening?
We got to build a garden on the side of the school. There was this old part of patch that we didn't use, so we had someone mix up the dirt and we got to work. We grew trees, multiple trees, sunflowers, a couple of rose bushes, stuff like that. I helped with the sidewalk and putting all the mulch and flowers.
Prime time is pretty good. Yes.
Yes.
How do you think it's done so far?
Really good. It's really fun and there's a lot of programs. Well, I really enjoy robotics.
So what do you do? What is robotics?
Well, you have a robot. You build a robot, and then you have an iPad, and you program the robot to do things on the iPad.
There's different roles on
Yeah.
So what are the different roles?
A builder, placer, and a programmer. There's either like two of one thing. It has like, you have to do like, I guess it's kind of like an obstacle course, but you get points for each thing you get in the certain place it's supposed to go in. And the more points that you get, the more chances you have to get higher in your place.
The thing about robotics is that we need to bring it in. Do you think that the other schools should also do robotics?
Yes.
So if they offered something like robotics in junior high, would you do it? And in high school later on?
Yes.
So how did you guys get together?
Well, my team was in fourth when we finished off in the whole thing.
And how many people like teams you guys?
There was like, in the whole thing, there was 320 teams that competed.
So you guys did pretty well.
Yeah.
How many do you like the
I would give it at least a 5 out of 5 stars. Yeah. Okay. The first one this year we went to the Trolls movie. I really liked that movie. Circle of Champions works like, but either way, I like to go to Joyland.
What are you looking forward to as your last year of machines?
I'm looking forward to the rocket launch. The rocket launch, and in 4th grade in 4th and 3rd you don't get to do art, but in 5th grade you do.
Okay. Do Island. Did you get anything done with Do Island?
Yes, I did music and oral reading.
And how did you do it?
I got 6th in oral reading and 2nd in music.
So how did you do music?
Good.
How did you
Good. I did music. UL. I tied for 2nd.
a little bit about those three things? So first one, what is
So NOVA is about making good choices, and you get to decide on what things the school gets to do, like Circle Champions, Circle Days, what you get to, like what they can bring, and
how do you think it's going
the store, the playground, and probably Circle Champions.
What sort of responsibility does it come
Yes. Like being in your best behavior.
with? So now that you're on camera saying that, is that all the teachers that need to watch this, they know that you're going to be on the best behavior?
Yes.
5th grade.
So you're the one that
to the art classes that they have there, and band. I think the trombone. GT, I mean, we did like little monster figures. We did, like we studied about like some mythical monsters. Like right now, we are like going back to the past and we're gonna do like camera studio, I guess, from like the 70s. So, yeah.
We got all ones.
We've given teachers gifts and we've gone to Pizza Hut and we've done a lot of stuff for the school. It was good. We got first in district.
We got all ones in band.
It's where you do like random stuff. It's kind of like YouTube stuff like about the president election. You have to write about papers and like who do you want to vote for, and you did a little debate and stuff like that.
It's been a really good year. It's been rough. We've had a director switch about 3 times in the past 2 years. But I mean, as a collective, it really hasn't phased us. Like, we're really, really good about working with a good director and getting a collaboration done when it comes down to like making music.
We had about, I think it was like 8 or 9 people make All Region Choir. We had 5 people that moved on to the pre-area round. And then we had, I think, 4 or 5 people qualify for the area round.
We do actually very well. We do very well. We got all of our contestants out of region for TMEA this year, and that was like a big deal for us. It was a big undertaking, and I'm glad we did. We got a magical to state ensemble of our singers. There's about 7 of us. And we all, most of us, got superior ratings on our solo and ensembles this year. So
This year, we've done pretty well. At UIL, we got straight 1s on stage for concert. We got a 2nd division in sight reading, because sight reading is really hard for the choir, but that's still really good. Marching season went very well. Our show was Fire on the Plains. It was kind of a fiery Spanish show. And when we went to UIL for region competition in October, we received straight 1s from all 3 judges, which is the highest rating that you can get. It's called superior. And then for solo and ensemble and band, I'm doing a brass ensemble, which is called Bach Talk for Brass. We actually have 2 ensembles doing that, and both from Ramona State. I'm also doing a trumpet solo with Ken and Sonata that I will be performing at State as a trumpet solo.
When is this?
It is May 28th and 29th.
So it's after.
Yeah, I'll actually be a graduate when I perform.
forensics. Well, I'm going back to State this weekend, trying to reclaim that title. It was a really good tournament season, really good. All of our new friends, caterers, were really, really adamant about getting the job done this year. So.
Do I know how well the team did? We had, I think we had 2 or 3 district champions in the poetry and prose events. We had like 3 or 4 in the top 3. Wyatt's one of them. Chris is another. And those are the 2 that are outright qualified for state.
TFA state was just enough, especially since people didn't think we would actually win. And we went 3-3. We did better than like some of the other teams from our district that were going to state. We went against people who were actually state champs and went toe to toe with them.
Theater was amazing this year. It was amazing. Oh, the play. Let's talk about the play. I think it was a really magical experience. I think it was it was such a close-knit cast that we really just kind of turned the show into our baby.
Are we rolling? I'm making stupid faces. No, it's okay. You should just leave that for people.
Okay, so.
CNA. I love CNA. I did basketball this year, softball. I love CNA.
Certified nurse's aide. We pretty much work with Sharon and she gets us certified so we can be nurse's aides. Like in the summer, I'm going to try to work at the nursing home, and in college, I'm going to try to work at the hospital as a nurse's aide.
It is where we go to like a certification in Lubbock, or we went to Dallas for level 2 this year, and the Texas State Floral Association gives you requirements, and you have to like make floral arrangements, and they grade you so you can get certified.
So, overall, how was that program?
It's been good. It's been fun.
How many people have done so far?
This year in level 1 there was 8 or 9 maybe more. I don't know. In level 2 there was 3 of us, and me and Jesse got certified.
The ones in the fall are the ones like the senior quiz, the creative speaking, public relations skills, and kind of more the speaking contest type. And then in the spring we do all the judging contests like the horse judging, livestock, dairy, wildlife, and there's many judging contests.
FFA was pretty good. I didn't get to do a whole lot in it because it interfered with baseball. But from past years, I always did wildlife judging, and I did dairy judging in FFA, which was always a lot of fun. And it, I think, really helps into the career I'm looking to go into later. I wanted to be a game warden.
Big projects. Basically this year, the biggest thing that we did was setting up or buying a bunch of picnic tables and like awnings and setting those up for whenever they want to have something at the Heritage Center. That's the biggest thing that we did with all the funds. It's just to benefit the community in general, whether it means going to the food pantry and volunteering, or just setting like the tables up for the Heritage Center for whenever people want to have something there, or try to make it look nicer, set it up for the Christmas decorations for the parade there.
Start off with football.
We ended up going to the 3rd round, and we got 3rd in district. That broke. Something I'll definitely remember is being hurt first 2 years, and then being able to finally play senior year and not having any injuries.
Football was pretty good this year. I may not have won it all the time, but I definitely had fun. Had a lot of good athletes on there, some good coaching. We had 2 college football players coming out of it. So we had a good overall season, 3rd round in the playoffs. We had Brock a pretty good run for the money.
I got 4th overall at regionals, and I was the 2nd individual qualifier, so I got to go to state, and that was pretty fun. It was a really hard course at state, but overall it was fun.
I saw there was a lot of potential we had in baseball. We started off pretty rough, but as the season went on, I saw less errors that we had. We started hitting the ball pretty well. We ended up losing to Roosevelt in a playoff for the playoffs, but other than that, it was a pretty well-rounded season. We had a lot of young guys that stepped up and did some good things.
I'm just looking forward to starting college, starting like more science-based and career-based classes that are gonna really impact more, and then meeting new people. Just sort of not being completely in the real world, because your like parents and family are still there, but sort of getting exposed more to that?
Well, I guess it's sort of something new, something different. It's gonna be, it's gonna be new. It's not gonna be the same. But new, that's what life's about, is new experiences. So we'll see what God has set for me.
I'm looking forward. College, it's just a different experience, being on my own, I guess, seeing how will I do out there. And also, definitely gonna miss sports and my friends and seeing everybody all the time.
Miss the people, teachers, just the everyday life you get used to.
Something I'll definitely miss is, honestly, playing sports, number one. But a lot of the teachers here that, put a lot of hard work into my education and all these other students. My mom being a teacher for a number of years now, I really see how many hours they sit in here just working on a lesson plan, making sure that they have students that learn it and that every student isn't left out, that they always have everybody knowing what's going on.
Reseal did a great job. It's time to hand out our service award. So if the board members would come up, I'll right here. And Mr. Kurt Miller, our newest board member, just walked in a little bit ago. So let's welcome Kurt. Get all of y'all on this side. When we call your name out, if you'll come up and get your plaque from Mr. Precure, and then shake all of their hands, and then stand right over here until we get through. And we're going to do the 5-year plaques first, and we're going to do all of them, and then you'll applaud at the end of it, right? Okay, so we're going to applaud at the end. And the first year 5-year plaque goes to Grady Alberts. Grady Alberts. Okay. The next one is John J. Is John J. in? Keep those plaques for next year. Bree Mullins. She's here. R.L. Richards. Nathan Young. Okay. Lisa Ferguson. Suzanne King. Kathleen Patterson. Myra Segura. Melissa York. Ronnie Garner. Elizabeth Lopez. Caratina Panada. And Jana Thomason. Let's give them all a round of applause. Plaques. Vicki Birch. Steve Myatt. Dani Heathington. Darla Myatt. Rebecca Sanchez. Brandon Thomas. Let's give them all a round of applause. Fifteen-year plaques. Linda Caliandra. Debbie Gallman. Rhonda Stevens. Kerry Sutton. Linda Washington. Nelda Wilhite. Let's give them a round of applause. The 20-year plaques, the 2 decades, it's a lot of years, 20 years. The first one is, and we'll clap in between these, okay? Debbie Connor. Mrs. Dani Heathington. Chantel Riley. And now for the 25-year plaques. 25-year plaques, that'd be a quarter of a century, right? Okay. Miss Kathy Anthony. Miss Tracy Bean. Denise Donna. Chris Martis. Those can have a seat. Miss Rosemary Bowe. Driving a bus is not an easy thing, but when you think of someone that's done it for 40 years, and you're thinking that's a lot of kids, it's a lot of miles. In Muleshoe schools, the bus routes run just a little over 1,000 miles a day, and they have a great safety record, and they've done great. And one of the reasons is because we have some good drivers, and so Emilio Pee-wee Estrada. Now we're down to the retirement plaque. So the people that are retiring this year will be drawing income from TRS. Will be coming up at this time. This first person, he helped build a great program and a powerful band program, and it's Mr. Grady Allen. Next one is one of my heroes, and she's just been a great mentor to me, and I've enjoyed her so much, Mrs. Debbie Gall. Another bus driver that's retiring this year that worked out at Pep Schools, drove the bus to Pep Schools every day for several years. I know at least 5 or 6. So Martha Acevedo. Years. She went to Pep. Next one, if you ever go in this person's classroom, she has a lot of items out, a lot of activities. The kids are always engaged. And she's done this for many years in kindergarten, so Miss Rosemary Bowe, 30 years. This next person has been the lifeblood of the Hill. She has done so many things and is organized and taught me a lot of organizational skills that I needed to have. And I appreciate her so much. It's really kind of an emotional deal for me, for Ms. Thomason to retire. But Mrs. Pam Thomason after 27 years. Pam? Ms. Thomason didn't want to do too much on her retirement party, so we're just going to have a little kind of informal come and go at the Hill after this. If you'd like to come by and have some closure with Pam for all the years that she's put in. How she is. She didn't want too much in the limelight, and I appreciate her, and she's just done a great amount of work. The next awards are the staff member and Teachers of the Year. And we have some special guests here to help us pass these out. Mrs. Pam Hamilton and Mrs. Susan Sutton. Pam Hamilton's from Ain't Bank. Excuse me, Pam Helton. And Susan Sutton from First Bank. So we're going to do... Employee or staff member of the year. This person could be heard encouraging students to do their best on the STAR. They're always on time. They work from 6 to 6. They go above and beyond. They move 90 miles an hour. They have cheerful disposition. They're always conversational and satisfied, helping people in any way they can. They encourage students to help and try to get students to do their best when they help. A real team player, always positive, and makes the work environment better for all of us. You can guarantee it will be done well if this person does it. They have a positive attitude. They pitch in wherever is needed. The students can tell that she wants them to be successful. Our staff member of the year, she helps clean up at the Hill, Miss Pat Gamboa. They get a golden apple. They'll get a golden apple. She receives a golden apple and also money card from the banks. So we appreciate the banks helping in on this so much. We appreciate her family coming and enjoying this. Given an apple and a money card to the elementary teacher of the year. The elementary teacher of the year takes a lot of initiative. They're a lifelong learner of new ways to make themselves better and those that are around them better. If your child has ever been in this person's class, you're wondering how it could be any better. This person's passion is our kids. She also helps many young teachers that she has mentored. She's creative and always ready to help, and she makes our campus stronger. A fortress that may run into times of need, she is always there. A mighty prayer warrior, and she gives hope to many. She's always improving and strives to improve each day in the star season and all during the year. One time she came to me personally and apologized for the star scores. That's how much passion this person has. She works consistently with others. She gives every effort she can, and she wants the students to believe in themselves. And for the next hint, Mr. Riccio, can you give the next hint on who this person might be? Mrs. Donna McFadden.
Grandkids. Just some friends. And my husband.
The year will be presented by Miss Pam Helton from First Bank.
Fame Bank.
Fame Bank. Fame Bank. Yeah, excuse me. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Few people on a campus would set forth to help make the culture of the entire campus better. This person has. This person is single-handed turned the workroom into a positive environment. And just with one intentional act of bringing trivia in, instead of listening to people say maybe things that aren't positive, the trivia game has helped this turn their workroom into a positive place. He's been a mentor to many. He's been just the heart and soul of Muleshoe Schools for so many years. He's been a huge mentor to many students and staff. I'm not sure if his family all was able to come, but if I could get the Djibouti Club to come up first. This is the lunch club, but better known as the Djibouti Club. They will tell you why. Mr. John Gulley.
Thank you all so much. I'm so surprised. It's quite an honor, and I couldn't receive an honor from a greater group of people than you, so thank you all so much.
No, you didn't know you were getting this. Did you cook supper for them? And she's on a cruise.
Thank you, sir.
Just a couple of more things before we're ready to go. We're so appreciative of everything y'all have done for our kids this year. You've done a great job. I need to remind the teachers this year is a little different than past years, right? Because you're going to have an extra day tomorrow. So we're working on, next year, trying to get everything organized. So we're trying to get good at our practice. And so we'll be developing some pre and post-test assessments, kind of developing those, or looking at a portfolio structure. So we're trying to work that in with the T-tests, and then also vertically align our curriculum so that it matches as we go up through each grade level. So we'll be working with that tomorrow, and your principals have some activities for y'all on that. And I'm going to let Mr. Nathan Young come up and say a prayer to close this, but I got one last photo I wanted you to see that I think represents our year.
I've been informed, I need to inform y'all that Djibouti is a country in Africa. Woo! All right, let's pray. Father, we just thank you that we can come together and just thank you for what you've done in our schools, for the children you sent us. And Lord, we just pray over the summer that you recharge our batteries, Father, that you send faculty workers that will be working here next year to fill the needs of these students. And may the small town of Muleshoe be a big light for your name. It's in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. You're dismissed.